going on, everybody? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I want to do an overview of the 06 Range Rover Sport Supercharged and how I think it's becoming kind of a bargain to buy nowadays, as these things depreciated so heavily, where you can pretty much pick up any one of these for anywhere from 5 to 10 grand, and you have a very nice all-around luxury car that you could daily drive, you know, through each season. Let's get into it. Now, what first drew me to this car is obviously the styling. I mean, this is just a spectacular looking car. Even by today's standard, you know, this is a 06, but it looks nothing really like an 06. It's packed with plenty of neat luxury features, you know, such as air suspension. It's got a GPS. It's got wood on the interior. It's also got a refrigerator, a little fridge underneath the center console to, you know, store some drinks or keep some ice cool. Now, cars aren't always all about reliability and getting, you know, the most bang for your buck. Sometimes it's a little bit about feel, and it's not something that most people really think about. This car makes you look forward to going somewhere, you know, going to the grocery store, or it's a good date car. It's not loud, it's comfortable. It's just, it's good at doing pretty much everything that a car is supposed to do. If you get the Supercharged Sport model, it's good at sort of being sporty. Or 6,000 pound SUV, it's not gonna be like a race car by any means, but with the big Brembos, it stops great. With the Supercharger, it accelerates great, so you can get in front of somebody, or you know, you can merge into traffic without very much effort. It has pretty much all the luxuries that you would want for a fraction of the cost of what it would take to buy a new one. When you have this car every day for a little while, you begin to get used to all these things, and when you hop into a car without these luxuries and without these fine accessories, it just feels like something's missing. This particular example has about 110,000 miles. The interiors actually hold up great on these things. It's not torn or worn, or it doesn't have any excessive damage. It's a spacious rear for your kids, or, you know, all your gangster homies could fit in this thing comfortably. These little headrests slide right up. It's got heated seats in the rear here, and it's got a whole control here for the rear climate and for these DVD screens. These DVD screens are an extra option. It does have a GPS system. It's very outdated. Everybody has an iPhone these days, and everybody has, you know, Google Maps and Apple Maps. So there's no point of really using this outdated system anymore. Better off just with your phone. You do get a lot of controls here for the rear DVD, for the rear entertainment. You could also do all the 4x4 info, so you could see all the suspension individually. So you could see if each corner is lining up correctly. You turn these wheels, the sensor sends a signal, and it actually turns them on the screen there. It's the steering angle sensor doing its job. This car has adaptive headlights. You turn the wheel, the headlights kind of turn with you, which is a pretty neat feature for a car, you know, from 06. Trunk space is not bad by any means. Got a gate that opens up from the top like that, and open it up as a whole. There, definitely makes it a little bit easier. Got a little privacy cover to hide all your goods. The seats actually fold down. Another very neat feature is when you go to start it, you put the key in, you just gotta flick it one time, and then the car starts. You don't have to keep holding it to crank on you. It's got automatic headlights, so you don't ever have to worry about turning those on or off. Now, this particular car has an upgraded front grille from the newer model and an upgraded fender vent. You could do those for cheap on any of these 06s, and it just gives them a more updated look. The Supercharged engine is great. It makes a ton of power, makes close to 400 horsepower, around a little bit over 400 torque. It can tow up to 6,000 pounds. It accelerates quickly. For an SUV, it gets going up to speed extremely quickly. Now, a main reason why I'd opt for the Supercharged model over the HSE is because it comes with these nice sport 20-inch wheels that just kind of give the car a nice sporty look. And then these Supercharged models, they come with these nice big Brembo brakes. Overall, it stops great at all speeds. It gets up to speed relatively quickly. This car pretty much does everything that you'd want a daily driver to do for you effortlessly, when it's all running correctly. Great amount of storage space. You got 2 separate glove boxes here, one down here. The cup holders do suck on this car a little bit. That's definitely one of the drawbacks. This is always wobbly in there, but what are you gonna do? You could always get something to shove in there and kind of keep it in place, but for smaller drinks, it kind of really sucks. Everything's pretty straightforward. It's like a pilot cockpit in here. You're kind of cocooned nicely when you're driving in the driver's seat. and everything's kind of above you. That's one of these special features of the Range Rover. It's packing a refrigerator down here, which is another cool, neat feature. You flip the switch, it lights up blue, and then you can shove your drinks in there, shove ice in there, and it'll keep that cool. So that's a neat feature that very few cars that I've seen have that. The sound system, the Harman Kardon Logic 7, it just, man, it packs a bang. Literally the whole car vibrates like one of those Honda Civics you see in the street with one of those big kicker audio subwoofers. The loud, strong bass definitely makes this car a lot more enjoyable to drive than, let's say, a car with shitty speakers. You got the window controls over here. Typically these dashes crack, so most people just get a cover like one of these here. Covers are fairly inexpensive. Another small little misfeature on this car is when you go to pull out the key after you've done driving and you parked up, the car will actually unlock all the doors for you. And all the center console stuff. You got the suspension adjustments here. You got all the heat and the AC controls. The system here has also got navigation. It's got 4x4 info. So if you tap that, we're gonna balance out the suspension. It's raising right now. Now we're in standard mode. So basically, if you put it into any mode, it's gonna change it up there and it's gonna show you what mode you're in with the suspension. We're going into extended mode right now. When you put this car in reverse, one of the cool features is that both of your mirrors go down. So as you can see, so if you're parking on the left or the right side, both of your mirrors will fold down. Sometimes it's a little bit annoying when you're trying to back up, but if you're parking on the left side or the right side, you know, you can see if you're not curbing your wheels. Backup sensors in the rear, front too. So when you're getting close to an object, it'll start beeping, and the closer you get, the faster it'll start beeping. It's definitely a nice and neat feature. So one of the greatest things about this car is the air suspension. It's got a computer on each 4 wheels, and that computer basically adapts to the road conditions and levels everything out for a perfectly smooth ride. And with the price point that these things are at, between 5 and 10 grand, I think it's a bargain. Sure, you'll spend, you know, a couple $100 here and there, some basic maintenance, but at least you'll have a very comfortable ride that looks good. It feels amazing, and that's one of the most important things about cars is the feel, you know, getting in and out of it every day, starting it, the ride quality, how the seats are, how the heated seats work. You know, this car is not meant to save you money, it's just meant to be a good daily driver for all weather conditions. Most of the problems that people have with these cars are usually with the air suspension or compressor. Typically the engines and transmissions are pretty good for a substantial amount of miles, with of course basic maintenance, you know, like the cooling system. The air suspension is the big one usually that fails on most of these. We'll do the air suspension converted to like shocks and struts. Honestly, you should just replace the bags. They're not as expensive as people think. Your ownership won't be that costly on these things. People just mainly scare you away with dealer prices, you know, to fix these cars, but it's not as bad as people make it seem. If you buy one of these and it has been maintained and well kept, you are gonna have a fantastic car. I was skeptical at first with these cars just because of all the horror stories I've heard about people having, you know, to do so much maintenance, but I luckily haven't had that bad of an experience, and I'm definitely going to continue to buy more of these. You know, you pay more for gas, but you get comfort, you're just relaxed during the whole drive experience. This thing doesn't drive like a Toyota where it feels like you're on like a cart on wheels or something. It's just gonna be a nice ride if you get there, you know, if it doesn't break down on you. Make sure you got a AAA membership when you own this car, so you get 3 or 4 tows for like $100. When you own a Range Rover, you gotta have that, and you'll be good. Don't worry. Have a good mechanic. Know how to source the parts on the internet. You could find a lot of these replacement parts for this car fairly cheap, and you could save a lot of money that the dealer would try to charge with parts that you sourced yourself, versus going to the dealer and, you know, it's like broad daylight robbery over there. So that's about it. That concludes my review. I didn't want to make it too long because nobody really wants to watch reviews that are 30 minutes or 20 minutes. I just wanted to make a nice, short, concise review of my experience with the Range Rover. Have a fantastic day. Go buy yourself a Range Rover. Enjoy it. You know, if it breaks, fix it. But life's too short, man. Go get yourself a nice car so you're actually enjoying driving places, and you'll be a lot happier, you know? Like me going grocery shopping in this car, it's a joy, you know, just because it's so smooth and nice. Let me know what your experiences are with the Range Rover. Did you buy one and the whole thing fell apart, or did you buy one and you just had a fantastic, great experience with it? Put it in the comments below. Let me know. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys liked the video, I will make more videos. I have some cars lined up to do some reviews on and do some cool little projects. So give the video a like, subscribe, and I'll definitely put more content out if you guys enjoyed it.